only started learning the method about a year ago, off and on. And you'll see he's part Arabian. And what I mean is you'll see the tail going. He's a little bit more flashy. He collects himself very naturally. He really just sometimes over-exaggerates a lot of things. But what's awesome about what I'm going to show you today is when you're on the lunge line, you might not be doing it correctly. You might not be putting the right signals out to them, and you might not be working their mind enough. So I want to show you some different exercises that you can work into everyday routines, even under saddle, things like that. And it really just makes them have to stop and pay attention instead of running around like crazy on a 30-foot line. I'm going to keep him in a small circle just so we can see it with the video, but I want you to see when he's relaxed and understanding, or if he messes up. I've left him a little bit more hyper today, which means I didn't exercise him very much. I want you to see what he does, even when he's bad, how to deal with it, such as you would with your horse. This is why we put them on the lunge line, to get the energy out, and he's a very sensitive horse. Even though I have a lunge whip, I don't have to use it very often. Sometimes it's just the thought of him knowing it's there for him to not try to pull anything. So I'm going to show you what he does. I'm going to ask him to back up. So the most common mistake I see is when people start lunging, they immediately walk to the side and ask their horse to go out. I don't want to move my feet. I want to do as little work as possible and make him do all the work. So I'm going to ask him to back up and then ask him to move away. That way he's out of my space and I don't possibly get kicked. A lot of the times the horses, they're excited. They know that this lunge line is like the ultimate running and being free. And yes, they want to be in the pasture running, but when they can't, they'll run on the lunge line like crazy. And a lot of horses will jump out and kick and stuff. And if I make him back away from me and then go out, if he does kick, I'm well out of the way. So I'm going to ask him to back up. Good. So he's pretty nice and far away. And then I'm going to send him out. Good boy. So again, these different exercises we've built up to. When I point, I want him to go the way I point. If I need him to go faster, I can point up to the sky and push him on. Things like that. And I want him to stay very soft in my hand. I want him to not drag me all over the place. He does like to toss his head sometimes, and when he does that, he gets a reprimand. I don't want to have my arm ripped out of the socket. So like I said, I'm going to keep him in a small circle and just work on these little exercises so you can see different things that you might want to improve with your horse over the winter in these video series. Ask him to trot on. So when we work on a lunge line, it's very crucial for you to stay in position. And what I mean by that is I want my shoulders right with the withers in the back of the saddle area or the middle of his back. And that way, I almost make a triangle. So the line coming off of his head is one side on the point, and then the back side is the other line, and that's the one that's driving him forward. When I interrupt that triangle, then he doesn't understand how to keep moving forward. It's like driving your car. It's just, there's a certain way to do it. Now some people completely stand still and let their horse pivot around them. I tend to get a little bored, so I walk with him a little bit. If you have a horse that's heavy on your hand, this is why I love the rope halters. Those pressure points are definitely going to keep the horse from being able to drag you all over the place. A regular halter, in my opinion, just doesn't work as well as you need it to. I deal with a lot of problem horses, and it really has come in handy big time. So I'm going to start asking him for 2 eyes, which means I want him to stop and face me while pushing his whole body completely straight towards me, but not walking into my circle. So I'm going to pretend to step on his tail. I'm going to take this whip and pull it right over the back of my shoulder, down to the ground, and I'm going to pull my rope across to my hip. Step, whip, pull. You ready? Step, whip, pull. Good. So as you saw, he stopped and he faced me, and I could see his eyes. When I bend over, that's going to eventually make it so that all I have to do is bend over and he's going to come right to me. He knows how to do this already, but I'm showing you how you start to build this point. He's very sensitive, so it doesn't take much, but your horse might need a little bit more of a stronger persuasion to bring him around. And the main thing is once you get them facing you, stand up, let him know that he did correct, and don't let them come in. Because as soon as you let them come in, then you open yourself up to a possibility of him, deciding to kick or something. He has to stay out there. That's the respect level that you have with him. So I'm going to go in and tell him he's a good boy and then work at it some more. And as you see, when I go and I rub him, there it is. I want him to drop this head. I'm not forcing him to. He just has learned over time that this is the best reward that he could possibly have. I don't want him looking all over the place. I just want him settling and staying right here with me. And if he does look, bring his attention right back to you. And if he consistently keeps looking somewhere else, maybe you need to be a little bit more stern. Or maybe you need to go back to work a little bit harder so that his mind starts to really, really work. Okay? So for this video's sake, I'm going to do the other side. Normally I want you to work the same side a couple times over before going to the next side. And make sure to always keep it equal. Ending on a good note, but don't always do the right side, because then you end up building the wrong muscles on just one side.